What's up, guys? Brandon Kyle here. We are in Lodi at Giovannie King Gio's boxing gym, freshly opened. He's getting ready for the next Toscano Boxing Rising Stars, July 28th, coming up next Friday. It is hot. It is about 106 right now in Lodi, but it's going to be even hotter at the Stockton Civic Memorial Auditorium coming up next week. Gio, how has camp been? You've had a couple opponent changes, but I know how you are. It don't matter to you. How's this camp leading up to this fight been? How you feeling?
First and foremost, thank you guys for being here and interviewing me and coming to my gym. We're ready to go. We had a couple opponent changes, but that's fine. At the end of the day, we adjust. If you watch my fights, I've adjusted, during the fight. And we're ready to go next week.
Yeah, you got a young buck coming up. And Michael Bracamontes, 7-1, coming up from Santa Ana, California. He got the call, and he said, Gio? Oh, yeah, he's a vet. I'd be honored to fight him. How you feeling taking on this, young bull on his way up right now? You're the kind of crafty veteran, been around the block a couple times. What are you thinking, and what's kind of I know you don't want to get too specific, but the loose game plan for this kid?
I'm surprised he took the fight. Obviously he thinks he can beat me. I don't know who told him that or why he thinks that. I give him balls for taking the fight. I give him balls for taking the fight, But, unfortunately, next week I am contracted to beat him up. So that's what I'm going to do. So, props for him for taking the fight, but he's, sorry, but.
All right, so Jill, when you look at these young guys like that and you're like, they see somebody like you and they're like, hell yeah, I want to fight Jill.
Yeah.
I know you have to remember a time where you were a little young dog like that too, and you were calling people out. So how does that shit make you feel when you got people looking at your reputation what, I want to smoke with Jill now?
Yeah, it's dope, It's dope. It's a dope feeling. When I was younger, I got a call to fight Juan Manuel Lopez, and that fight didn't happen for whatever reason. So I wasn't that. I was there. I know how it feels. At the end of the day, I gotta go to work. I gotta put a beating on him next weekend. So my bad.
Yeah, no sympathy for the young buck. Gio, first time I got to call you, it was actually inside of a bullfighting ring in Tijuana. First time I called one of your fights, this is, I think, November 2021, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
At the time, you had lost a close decision that a lot of people thought you won. Since then, it's been overturned.
Yeah.
I interviewed you in the ring, and you had a very emotional, heartfelt retirement speech.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you, how serious was that retirement speech at the time? Was that just something on emotion, or it's something you thought about? And secondly, what keeps drawing King Gio back into the ring? If that was a serious retirement and you were like, I'm done with this.
No,
what keeps drawing you back into the ring?
Yeah, that was that Mayweather retirement.
I was wondering, because a lot of these fighters, they'd be retiring and coming back and retiring again every other fight they're retiring.
That was that Mayweather retirement.
So there was never a thought in your mind that I'm
I'll be
stepping
honest,
out of the ring.
At the time I was influenced by people that I thought were my friends to retire, telling me that I had nothing left. Even though when I went back and looked at the fight, I was like, what the fuck, I won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I took some time off, which I needed, my body needed, and I've been on the go since then.
Yeah, on a tear.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm just focused for next weekend and going to work. Yeah.
Definitely. Nice.
Gio, preparation for this one, you're in your own gym. When you're coming up, a lot of guys go to somebody else's gym to train. Do you primarily do everything here, or do you kind of step out around the environment to touch bases with other coaches in their gyms?
Majority of the things we do here with my head coach, Rich Carrera. I think I went to Nate's gym a couple of times to spar with the homie out there, but most of my work is done here. This is headquarters to King Gio Boxing Promotions, King Gio Boxing Academy, King Gio everything. So at the end of the day, I lock myself in here. There's a big old man cave, You see how hot it is? It gets
It's
hot.
hot as fuck.
Yeah, I had a suit, guys. I had a suit all planned. I was gonna try to make it all official. I came in and said, "Nah, shorts
today.
and sleeveless for me
You know,
today."
and right now we got the doors open. We don't ever open
Yeah,
these
let
doors.
me tell you,
know
this
what
shit
I
is
mean?
like training in fucking
Yeah.
desert right
Yeah,
here.
so
I know
this
you.
is-
I know
yeah.
you're working hard. I
Yeah,
know
we
You
working,
should have
absolutely.
no issues with weight if you're
Yeah,
training this
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, so we ready, yeah.
you warm by the time you get your hands wrapped. When you come in here to train right
I mean,
now.
yesterday I sat here. I waited for one of my boys to show up so we could start running for 5 miles in here with a door closed and everything. And I sat there for 30 minutes. Man, I was sweating all
Yeah.
crazy. I wasn't even doing shit. I was just sweating. I was like, all right, whatever, time to run. Let's get it. You know what I mean?
Man,
but it was hot.
Big question, because I know you've been around for a while. You know, you've been in some great gyms. You've
Yeah.
helped prepare some known superstars.
Yeah.
For big fights. We always hear things about like the Southern California environment as far as the boxing scene. What's Northern Cali like for people that don't know?
Northern Cali has, in my personal opinion, I personally believe Northern California has better fighters than Southern California. But let me tell you why Southern California has more exposure, because they figured out the boxing game a long time ago. And Northern California is barely figuring out how to run the boxing business. Because if you don't know the boxing business of boxing, like Southern Cali knows, you're not gonna get nowhere. And I feel like that's Northern California is finally figuring it out.
Man, that kind of relates to me, like switching up scenes, like the
Yeah.
music scene.
Yeah.
Like LA and all them cats, they figured out Hollywood and
Yeah,
entertainment
yeah,
shit
yeah.
a long time ago. And then the Bay Area, they got slaps too.
Yeah.
But then it don't reach the same.
They can't market
They don't
it the
market
same
it.
way.
But then when you seen like DJ Mustard and shit come
Yeah.
in and they took that Bay sound, they market that shit all across the nation.
They take it international. Okay, so I've always appreciated the many different sides. You know, businessman, you know, you're smart like that.
Yeah, thank you.
What advice would you give to young boxers in Northern California that need to get that exposure, that want to get that exposure? What do they need to do to get themselves out there more?
You know, it's all about who's in your team, who's in, from family to friends to cousins to people that talk to you on a daily basis, because a lot of that's what's gonna get you going. You're gonna have a bad day at the gym. You might have a bad fucking week at the gym. There's gonna be questioning yourself, is this shit really for me? But that's a choice. And that's when you make that choice. You keep moving forward and you keep going and you start figuring shit out. You know, you gotta have somebody in your corner that knows the boxing business side of it. You gotta have somebody in your corner that tells you, hey, run 3 miles. And then he sees how easy it was for you to run 3 miles. Hey, never mind, run 2 more miles. Pushes you, even though you don't want to, because like I tell my boy, you know, we run. I bring him to train with me in the morning sometimes, and he's done after 3 miles. He's done running, and that's good. But I tell him, you know why I'm running? You know why you stop, bro? He goes, why? It's a choice, because you have a choice to stop. If you don't have a choice, you would keep running, and that's what it's gonna separate you from the next level.
So what keeps you humble to that? You know, because you know, you're Gio, you've been around here, everybody knows you. It could get easy for you to get a big head and not listen to your coaches and be like, man, I know what I'm doing. I've been here forever. You know, I've had this many wins.
Yeah.
Look at my record.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
What keeps you disciplined to that task?
I'm not even halfway of my goal in this boxing shit. I've learned from my own mistakes. I've learned from other people, other fighters' mistakes, and people, and just in life, their mistakes. You know, I know what happens if you don't run or you don't train. You know, I know what happens. It's happened to me, unfortunately. You know, like I said, sometimes you do. It don't matter who it is. You can be Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, anybody. You're gonna have those days where you start questioning yourself, and you wake up in the morning, and you'll be like, "Fuck, is this shit really for me? This is very tiring. My body's telling me no, you know." But that's what's gonna separate you from the pack, from the rest. So like, I wake up sometimes, and I'm tired as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I love this shit. You know what I mean? So I say, all right, stop being a little bitch, snap out of it. Let's go to the gym. Boom. But it's you gotta be fucking mentally strong for that shit, you know? Very mentally strong. And like I said, it's all about who you have in your corner. It's all about who you have in your corner. So yeah.
That's what's up. So man, we're about a week out right now.
Yeah.
Everybody
7 days,
coming
yeah.
in.
6 days.
We're 7 days out. What can everybody expect from you next week?
Show up, bro. It's gonna be fun. I train very hard. Like I said, props to this kid for taking the fight. I don't know what he thinks is gonna happen. Like, I hope he saw my fight in December. I hope he did, because I ain't gonna fight like that. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna fight like I fought Cortez. I'm not gonna outbox him. I'm gonna fucking knock his ass out. That's what I'm gonna do. You know.
So you're saying you're looking to be aggressive. And
yeah,
this kid,
absolutely.
This kid.
Listen, if I really I can easily outbox him. All right, and I don't like to talk a lot, and this is probably the first time you hear me talking this much before a fight. I can easily outbox him if I really want to outbox him. But that's boring. And I'm just being honest. If I was a fan and I saw myself outboxing somebody so many times, I'm gonna say I'm good. So what do people want to watch? They want to see you fucking somebody up. So I'm gonna fuck them up.
So you're going in there with a different intention
Yeah.
than you might have in the past.
Absolutely.
You're going
Yeah.
to hurt and take this kid out.
Absolutely. I have a fucking license to fucking put him to sleep. So that's that.
What about fighting for Toscano? They've done a lot of stuff here in Stockton, obviously, but in Mexico as well, you know, and they're a growing company, and I really like working with them. I feel like they do it right. You know, they have that big show feel. What's it like, you know, boxing for Toscano?
Yeah, man,
on
big shout out to George and Israel, you know, George Toscano Boxing Promotions, because before he got into the boxing mix here in Northern California, there was promoters that would come and go. You know, I mean, you know how many promoters I met in the past 10 years that say we're the next big thing, we're gonna keep throwing fights, and once they saw how hard it was, they just disappeared. You know what I mean? So Toscano has been doing a tremendous job in throwing local fights for the public and for the fighters and for the hometown fighters, as well as Mexican fighters, not just here, like Mexico, Tijuana, Guadalajara, everywhere. So a big shout out to them. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just excited. This guy right here always puts on a show. Like he said, he had one little
Thank
off
you.
night that I seen and things like that. But I guarantee you guys, it's gonna show up in everything he's saying. It's gonna happen. I'm the co-host. Brandon Kyle over here is the man.
We're going to be your eyes and ears ringside for this man putting on a show here July 28th. That's Friday, coming up here. Stockton Civic Memorial Auditorium. Can't wait. Can't wait to see you do your thing.
Yeah,
There's a
thank
bunch
you.
of great fights
Yeah.
on the card. And guys, tune in to the YouTube page. Check it out, guys. We'll be streaming it for you. Some great boxing for boxing fans. We do shows for real boxing fans and have some real fighters on our show. And can't wait to see you do your thing next week, man.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you guys for coming out, and you know, always have been giving out some good commentating during the broadcast. And I'll see you guys next week.
Let's go.
All right, let's get it.